and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I'm doing something that I don't think I've ever done here on my channel, and that is a book haul. I think I've only talked about books here on my channel a handful of times, but I am definitely a big reader this year and decided to share a fall book haul with you guys. I have 7 books to share with you guys, and I will also be sharing a 1-sentence summary with you all. And I will go ahead and leave them linked down below. Something else is that I highly recommend looking up the trigger warnings for all the books that I am mentioning before you go ahead and read them, because a few of them do contain sensitive topics. And if you guys would like me to do more book related content here on my channel, definitely let me know, because I can definitely do that. And without further ado, let's get started. So this is the stack of books that I will be sharing with you guys. I have 6 physical copies, and then I also have a book on my Kindle. It's kind of funny looking at this now because a lot of these are blue covers, which is kind of funny. Starting off with the book on my Kindle is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, and I've already started it and I am absolutely in love with it. And Rock, Paper, Scissors is about a couple who goes to a chapel turned B&B after the wife has won the trip in a raffle, and they go there to celebrate their anniversary and hopefully save their marriage. But then a bunch of strange things start happening, and that's all I'm gonna say about that because I don't want to give anything away because I have already started reading it. But just know it's one of those books that really captivates you, and it is one of those books that has so many twists and turns, and I haven't even finished it yet, but highly recommend it. And right now I'm probably about a quarter of the way through it, and I'd probably already give it 4 stars, and we're gonna see if by the end I can give it 5. Next up is a new book. It came out at the end of June, and this is Dead Man's Wake. And what's neat about this is that it is part of a series that follows a fictitious game warden here in the state of Maine, which is where I live. And what makes this book even more interesting is that it takes place on a lake that I grew up on. And basically in this book, a Maine game warden named Mike witnesses a hit-and-run boating accident on the night of his engagement party, and when he goes to the scene of the accident, he discovers more than he thought he would. And I haven't started this yet because my dad is currently reading it. He is almost done. Where is he? He's on chapter 42, and it's literally only taken him like a day or 2. And I'm so excited to read this next. And this book in particular is part of the Mike Bowdwitch mysteries. And I believe this is book number 14 in the series. Next up is another book that I've actually already started, and it's called That's Not What Happened by Kody Keplinger. I absolutely love Kody Keplinger. She is an amazing author. She is the same author that wrote the book The Duff, and I'm almost at the halfway point with this, and I absolutely love it. And this book takes place after a school shooting when one of the survivors is determined for everyone to know what really happened during the shooting, but everyone around her has a different perspective on what happened that day. And so far I'm absolutely loving it. I literally got to the halfway point within a few hours, and I had such a hard time putting it down at that halfway mark. And this is one of those books that I would definitely look up the trigger warnings for before you go ahead and read it. Next up we have If He Had Been With Me, which has been a very popular book that I've seen on TikTok lately, and this is by Laura Nowlin. And what's really funny about this book is that it literally reminds me of one of the relationships that I've been in, and I haven't started reading it yet, but I have a feeling it's gonna play out very similar. And in this book, 2 lifelong best friends have a falling out all throughout high school, but the summer after graduation they rekindle their friendship only to be ripped apart from each other again. And because it is so similar to a relationship that I've actually personally been in, I definitely think I'm gonna have a hard time putting this book down, because I guarantee I'm gonna want to read it from front to back in one sitting, and we'll see if that actually happens. Next up, I actually found these used at our local hardware store, and I got them for $3 each, and they are both books that were on my TBR list to begin with, and I saved a ton of money by getting them for $3 a piece. And the first one is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden, and let me tell you, Freida McFadden is one of my absolute favorite authors. She is such a good writer. She captivates the reader so easily. Her books are so hard to put down, and I have been dying to read this one. And there's actually a second book to it as well, I believe. And basically this book is about a young housekeeper who has a criminal and troubled past, who is being employed by a wealthy woman in New York. And as the housekeeper gets to know the family, she learns things and sees things that she probably shouldn't. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, this is currently free on it. Next up is They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera. This has actually been on my TBR for a few years now, and I just haven't gotten around to getting it, but when I saw it, I knew I had to get it. And this book is about two teenage boys who learn they're going to die at the end of the day, and they meet up for the first time to go on one last adventure together. And this is not necessarily a book I ever thought I would want to read or would be my type. However, the amount of people who have suggested that I read this and who have loved this have convinced me that I need to read it. So eventually I will get around to this. This is definitely at the bottom of my TBR list right now because all these other books I've talked about are ones that I've been wanting to read and have already captivated me just by reading the summary. And lastly is Jack Kerouac is Dead to Me by Polisner. I actually found this at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, which was a steal because I believe this book goes for like $21, $22, and I saw it from afar and I recognized the title for some reason, but I couldn't figure out why. And then I learned that I actually added it to my TBR list a few years ago, so it was kind of buried deep. And basically this book is about a 15-year-old girl who meets and falls in love with a boy who is much older than her, but being with this older guy may mean that she loses her best friend. And let me just say, I absolutely love the little shattered butterfly on the cover. I think it is beautiful. And this is another one of those books that is definitely lower on my TBR right now, but is definitely one that I'm excited to read. So that is just my book haul for this upcoming fall in my TBR list. If you guys have read any of these books, definitely let me know how you liked them in the comments down below. And if you have any book suggestions, definitely leave those in the comments as well. While you guys are down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I upload new content regularly and would love it if you'd become part of our little family. Also be sure to hit the bell so that you are in fact notified every time I do upload a new video. I hope you guys liked this video and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!